Hello friends. The British, when they arrived in India in 1600, the interests were solely commercial. They came to do trade here. They wanted to get spices, Indian spices. They wanted to build up the cloth industry. They need raw material from India for the cotton mills in Europe. But as days passed on, things did not remain the same. They came here, they started with trade, and slowly they were able to comprehend well the exact Indian picture. It was very favorable to them. They felt, why should we only concentrate on commercial aspects? Why should we not build up an empire here? Why should we not make India our colony? At that time, say 1600, 1700, maybe by the end of the 18th century, they had realized very well. After 1730, 1740, they realized India is in a fractured state. These people are not in a position to rule themselves. There were hundreds of kingdoms in India. There was no unity. They were all fighting with each other. Each of the kings was trying to pull down the leg of the other. They were all selfish. Hardly there were a few who had a social perspective, an administrative perspective. The kings never felt these British are going to be our enemies. They joined hands with them. Today let us look into these aspects as to how the British consolidated themselves on the Indian soil. As I said to begin with, India, it was a fractured state. India was a fractured state. You know what's fracture? When you fall down a precipice or some place, we break our hand. We call it a fracture. It's broken. You will not be able to do any work with that hand. You have to get a bandage, then the bandage will be there for days together. It has to get cured. India, the whole of India was in a fractured state. Hundreds of kings, they were all fighting with each other. What more can the British hope to build up an empire here? Hundreds of ruling dynasties. So the kingdoms were very small, the size of some 2-3 villages. Starting from there, those to huge kingdoms. Innumerable kingdoms were there to the length and breadth of India. And there was no unison. Mutual hatred, I told you. They were all hating each other. There was no integrity. There was no binding forces which could hold all the Indian kings together. Mutual hatred, infighting, frequent wars. All these kingdoms will be fighting with each other throughout. Exploitation by the British. The most cunning imperialists from Europe, the British, they felt the situation is right here. We'll be able to get our rice cooked here. Exploitation by the British. What did they do? They adopted the divide and rule policy. They never wanted the Indian kings to come together. So that added fuel to the fire. made them fight with each other constantly, such that the British will be able to see that their interests are met. So exploitation by the British, divide and rule. British dominated Indian kings. The British started dominating. If I have to help you, we have to help you, you have to sign these papers. You have to accept these rules and regulations. So some sort of understanding started getting built up between the British and the Indian kings. War and negotiation policy. The British were too clever to fail in this respect. War and negotiation. Always they had these two options open. One, war. Declare a war, wage a war, a battle, and see that you dominate over the Indian king. You make him surrender. In case the war becomes tough, the war turns tough, get ready for negotiation. See how clever they were. No war was fought to the finish. In case the British are winning, yes, they take over that kingdom. In case the British are losing, immediately they just stretch a hand of friendship and cooperation, and papers wherein a negotiation terms are described will get signed. So, lack of one nation concept. The one nation concept which was there earlier, Akhanda Bharat or Hindustan, Aryavarta, that concept was missing totally. So this one nation concept was what was required to wage a battle against the British. The British were very formidable. They can't be thrown out of the soil. They were strong, they had army, they were in a position to design their warcraft so well that they used to win in each and every front. So if the British have to be kicked out of India, all the Indian kings had to unite. Where was that possibility? So the one nation concept was lacking. The British integrated India, we say. Most of the historians agree. If at all Indians were taught to live as one great nation once again, seeds were sown by the British. They taught us. They brought all the fragments together without their own knowledge. Whatever steps they took to administer India, they all helped Indians to come together and become one nation again, one formidable force to begin with, to wage a battle against the British. So the British integrated India under one administrative and political structure. We will be looking into those aspects. What did the British do? To build up a strong colony here. In the meanwhile, how did it help India in stages gradually to develop the one nation concept? One whole concept. Let us start with the British administrative system. The civil services. Administering this vast land was not a simple thing. It is not a joke. That too coming from a great distance, all the way via Atlantic Ocean, and then building up an empire here. There was no, that communication system was not there. The transport, it was taking a lot of time. Very difficult. Under these circumstances, what did they do? First of all, we remember Lord Cornwallis. He introduced civil services. To have a good government, governing government, you need a very good civil service. It should be very systematic, planned, well designed, without loopholes. So East India Company was appointing employees till then. All the employees for the civil services were getting appointed from the East India Company to begin with. They used to do the work for the East India Company. Now, permission for private workers to trade. The British gave permission for the Indians, to do trading. Private trading was permitted. The British too do trading. In the meanwhile, lot of traders in India who would support the East India Company. But the moment you started giving permission to the private traders, corrupt practices, illegal management, illegal systems, illegal techniques, all these started cropping up. Everyone was after profit, making money, selfish viewpoints. So you see corrupt practices by employers. Employers of the East India Company mainly, they used to serve the British East India Company, no doubt. In the meanwhile, they were minting money by various other means. So corrupt practices by employers, it hit the East India Company and its interests a lot. So the British adopted, they enacted Regulating Act. It was implemented. They wanted to regulate, control these illegal affairs that what were going on. Appointments through competitive exams, they said, till then the directors of the East India Company used to appoint whomever they felt. They appointed them, and they used to play into the hands of those employers who had been instrumental in appointing them. Now the Regulating Act brought about a new system. It said we will have competitive examinations. Minimum education is required. Fort William College was established in Calcutta in order to facilitate civil services examination. So competitive examinations, appointments have to take place. So capable officers come and take over. But even this did not work very much because the British did not trust Indians. On paper everything was fine, but ultimately you need trust. Should we permit Indians to do trading or not? Should we appoint them as officers or not? Will it pay us in the long run, or will they revert back? And it will turn to be a thorn later on our path. Lord Cornwallis, you just read this sentence, Lord Cornwallis in his report to the British government is writes, all the natives of Hindustan are completely corrupt. See what a gross statement. Don't depend on Indian officers, don't appointment, they are useless, they are corrupt. They act against the company. They go against the interests of the company. Our goodness or our success lies only in appointing the British officers. All the natives of Hindustan are completely corrupt. As a result, only lower grade jobs can be given to Indians. Clerical jobs. For clerical jobs they are alright, but let us not appoint them as officers, as executives. Indians are horribly corrupt. They don't deserve any key responsibility to be given to them. They don't deserve it. They will not work for the company. So that was what Lord Cornwallis, the then Governor General, said. Now the British judiciary, lot of changes came in. Always this administration and handling of matters of a nation, they are always evolutionary. You commit mistakes, you try to correct, new designs, new enactments, again loopholes, again you correct. It's a continuous process, it's an evolution. After Mughal rule declined, after the Mughals declined, a new judicial system came into practice in India. They had the dual governance. Taxes were being collected by the British, by the Indians, but the management of taxes was by the British. Indians can only collect and help the British government. But once money is collected, treasury gets the money, revenue. How should it be spent? That would be planned and designed by the British. That was dual governance. So, the new judicial system, let's see what happened after Buxar War. The dual governance system came into existence. We have studied already. Now Warren Hastings, he thought a new judicial system is required for the country. These minor repairs here and there will not help. The entire judiciary system should be so strong that everything can be planned out and worked out well. So he brought in two types of courts. We know we have two types of courts nowadays, civil courts and criminal courts. One is Diwani Adalat. They are the present civil courts, Diwani Adalat. The other one was Fauzdari Adalat, criminal courts. So the present system, what we have, civil and criminal courts, it had its birth then under Warren Hastings. Muslims were dispensed. Again here you see divide and rule. The British could have had one judicial system for the entire country. They did not have. The Hindus were being administered justice as per the Hindu strictures. Muslims were being dispensed justice based on Shariat law. Shariat law and Hindu scriptures, they differed a lot. Muslims were dispensed justice as per Shariat. Criminal courts were under Qazis, religious Muslim heads. They were made the heads. Ultimately, the British used to be there to counterside, see that things are going on properly. Gradually, British legal procedures adopted. Though dispense of justice was on different lines, ultimately they started bringing in British procedures. Everything has to work and function as per their areas. Courts came under European officers. Now coming to the police system, efficient police system under Lord Cornwallis. Whatever police system we have, again it has its design dating back to the period of Cornwallis. New post of Superintendent of Police, SP, was created. A district was divided. District would be headed by the SP. District was divided into stations. Even today we say police station. Stations. Each station was under a Kotwal. They are called as Kotwals. Now stations are under SPs now, under PSIs now, police sub-inspectors. Then they were called as Kotwals. Each village was put under Chowkidar, a Chowkidar, and Chowkidars will be under the Kotwal. Kotwal was made accountable for all thefts and crimes. He would be the person to get them arrested and jail them or give them the needed punishment in the court. Okay, appointment of British magistrates. It came in 1781. Now they are the taluka heads too. Magistrates are the taluka heads. 1861, Indian Police Act. So day by day they started strengthening these measures that would work as a system, a police system. But with all these made and done, the basic structure did not change. What was this basic structure? Indians were being ignored, neglected, were being considered as third-class citizens. When it comes to promotions, no promotion to Indians. They are corrupt. They don't know how to administer. They are not smart. They are not clever. The Europeans are very smart, cute, able. So this mindset did not change. Without this mindset changing, how can we think the system would change? It will not be possible. So, but discrimination against the Indians continued. The mindset continued. That gave the needed impetus to the next aspect we take up. That is the struggle for independence by the British. Discrimination. You discriminate. So we don't want you. We will govern ourselves. You leave the country. Okay, that we will see later. Military system. Many changes came in. Military system was the basic system the British had to control India. They had a strong military. Let's see. Appointment of Indians. Indians, they started appointing them for the military. In what capacity? As coolies. As coolies, they had to carry armaments, their tents, the burden they had to carry. Appointment of Indians. Indians were being promoted only up to the level of Subedar. Subedar, above that, the British officers come into picture. Only lower ranks were being given to the Indians. That meant as if nothing was being given, no ill treatment of the Indians continued. Indians as coolie soldiers. Only coolie, what coolies do, the Indians did in the military. Redesigned in 1857. With the first independence struggle taking place, the British feel we have to redesign the military and redesign it as per the recommendations of the Peel Commission. Peel Commission. Now here you see India as one whole. India as one whole. Education, they bring in lot of changes and measures. Judiciary, they brought lot of measures, changes. Land taxes, they had some uniform system for the whole country. Again trade and a uniform system. Agriculture, the practices, they try to bring under a particular structure. Protection of British interests. Under all this, the interest was bringing a system wherein the British interests would get preserved. Ultimately, they wanted to mint money. They wanted to have absolute control over Indian land. That was supreme. That's what I said, mindset. That mindset you can't change. That was their main mission. So with that, we close here the impact of British rule in India.